What's up, everyone? Thank you for checking out this episode of Raised A Geek. Episode 100 is here, and we are going to talk about the Power Rangers once and always, now streaming on Netflix. We figured 30th anniversary Power Rangers. Why not do a 100th episode Raised A Geek? Let's get into it. I'm Chris, and as always, I'm here with my buddy Don. How we doing, man?
Chris, what is up today, my friend, on this lovely episode of 100 triple digits? We hit those triples. We made it, man.
Somehow.
Some podcasts don't last 2 months. We've been chugging along here for 100 plus episodes, plus some bonuses. So I'm doing okay, recovering from some little illness vacation.
Vacation. You can't beat that.
No.
It's unless you're at your deathbed, then yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
there are better places to be. You didn't seem to be that bad.
No, luckily it wasn't to that level, but it was a mandated, time off, COVID related illness from I know, right? COVID after 3 years. I finally can't wear that badge of honor anymore saying I never got it. Finally got it. But I'm good now. But got to stay out of work, company policy for however many days, like isolation.
Yeah.
And I felt fine after a couple days. So I'm just like, hey, now I just have time off. So
just to make sure you're feeling okay.
Myself on the back. I don't want to, I don't want to infect anybody. Don't want to be that guy. So, but I'm doing okay now. Everything's good. How are you?
I'm all right. Just been a lot of running around, a lot of appointments. Had my birthday this week.
Oh yeah, happy birthday to you.
Yeah, had power outages and hailstorms, and that was a fun birthday. Ceiling started leaking, water was coming in, so I got to call the insurance company and be like, I need a new roof.
Like, do I get a birthday discount?
Birthday discount for a birthday storm for a birthday roof? And they'll say,
no. Birthday boy.
Yeah, so that was kind of a bummer. But just normal. Ready. It's Friday afternoon when we're recording this. I'm ready for the weekend to just kind of, I don't know. I got stuff to do this weekend, but still good. So I'm ready
play
for
play a little Horizon. We both just got Horizon Zero Dawn DLC.
Have you played the DLC yet?
I did. I've gotten into it a little bit.
Damn it.
Not yet.
No, I haven't even had a chance to play it yet. We got not stuck, but we ended up playing Call of Duty.
Oh yeah.
A few times, which was fun because we haven't done it in like a month. So I had a blast doing that. But yes, I had Horizon sitting there like, play me.
Yeah, I've been playing. Say what you will about that game, and some people do. Like, some people love it, some people don't, or just like it's just there. Even if it's not the greatest game in the world, which it's pretty good. Yeah, I will give it the award for especially this last game that was on the Forbidden West, and even now more so this Burning Shores. It's like the most beautiful game I think so far that they've done for next gen systems. Just like everything is gorgeous. Like the water is mesmerizing. Flying through the sky now. Once you beat that game, you have the ability. Spoilers, you get the ability to like fly on these machines for the first time and just like soaring over everything. Is just like I've never seen a game look this good. It's pretty crazy.
What's funny is I've never had a game that I enjoy. Like I play, it's fun to play. Everything. I despise the main character. Like the character you're actually playing, Aloy, to me is so annoying. Like she always seems annoyed at everything. Like someone says something and she's like, ugh.
Yeah.
Again? You guys need to get with it. Or she just always has some kind of like comeback or she's got a lot of snark.
She's got a bad attitude.
Yeah. She like doesn't feel like she wants to be doing anything that she's doing.
Yeah, it's kind of true.
So it's always funny. I'm like, I don't really like the main character, like who you're actually running around this game being, but I love running around this world. So it's been one of those weird transition things. But no, I'm super excited to get some of that played in, as well as I'm sure, since there's some free weekends, we get some more Call of Duty in. Get that 24/7 shipment going and doing that. But Don, we're here to talk about the Power Rangers. Once and Always came out the day before my birthday. So I got to watch it. I didn't watch it till my birthday, but it was my birthday treat.
Happy birthday to you?
Question mark. Thank you, Power Rangers. So that was interesting. But 30 years of the Power Rangers. The whole premise of this movie was that they were bringing back some of the original cast members, and almost like it was just basically like an adventure with the older, like the first round of Rangers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when you say some of the original cast, you definitely mean some, because
yeah, it was like 2.
More of them than didn't make it back than did.
Yes, unfortunately, it's a scenario in which 2 came back, 2 didn't come back, and unfortunately, 2 aren't with us anymore.
Right. A lot happens in 30 years.
A lot happens in 30 years. So that was kind of sombering to think about, but they tried to work that in to the story, I guess.
We'll talk about
We'll talk about it. But before we get really going into it, Don, 30 years of the Power Rangers, I want to know one major thing. When was the last time you watched the Power Rangers, just in any form, fashion, model?
25 years or maybe more. Yeah. I know the show came out in America like when we were 11, maybe 12, something like that. So we were even already on kind of like the spectrum of being too old for it, but we were like still in that phase. We like stuff like that. We like karate stuff, and this is like, oh my god, this is Voltron, like the cartoon come to life, live action for us, and video games and toys and everything. But I mean, I never watched any of the shows that came after the original. I know there's probably like more than I could count of how many rehashes and remakes, like Ninja Force and Space Rangers and blah blah blah, and they've had so many different iterations of the team and different costumes and different Zords, but like nothing to me ever was appealing except for that first original, like the Angel Grove core unit, the 5 of them, then the 6 of them, like that original show. Oh, we ate that shit up, man. Like
it came out in 93, so we were 11 years old. So yeah, we were perfect age for it, but not the perfect age to stick with it.
Right.
So we watched the first chunk of the season. I remember watching basically up to more or less that first movie.
Pretty much. Right.
And I don't remember sticking with it much more than that. I do remember watching or like renting the Turbo movie, the second movie they did. And watching that, cannot tell you a damn thing that happened in it, or if I even know, but I know their big thing was like Kimberly and Jason were in that movie, and they were like the original 6. So it was like 97, which was, we were in high school. So I definitely wasn't telling people that I was watching Power Rangers.
Which was cool that Jason was in it, because he was one of the ones who got replaced in the second season of, people don't remember, like the original 5, which was like Jason, Zach, Billy, Trini, and Kimberly. They were only together for like 1 season. And then the next season popped up, and they switched to like Rocky and the other 2. Damn, I can't. Aisha, and he's in this movie too. Johnny Young Bosch is his real name. Adam. I think it's Adam.
Yeah, Adam. You're right.
Yeah, and they took over as like the red, yellow, and black Ranger, and like they didn't even really say much as to why. It just kind of happened.
Yeah.
Same thing as like, obviously one of the greatest things about the original Power Rangers, like that first and second season, is when the introduction of Tommy. R.I.P. Jason David Frank. But the Green Ranger saga, and I just remember that like taking over and like being the big buzz around school, and all the boys talking about like, did you guys see the Green Ranger episodes? Like, we got a whole week of evil Green Ranger. But then obviously like he became the good guy and joined the team. But yeah, crazy, man. Those original episodes, that original series was just, we were obsessed.
Yeah. Yeah, we were. I remember. I still vividly remember watching the premiere episode on Fox Saturday morning cartoons. I was in the basement watching it by myself, and I remember just being like staring at the TV. Just, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. And I remember fighting putties, imaginary putties, all the way up the stairs. And I remember I got the top of the stairs and I did like a somersault onto the main floor of the house. And I was like, "Yeah, Power Rangers!" And I was just pumped. I was just so freaking pumped for that. And like I said, that kind of ran through to give or take 95 with that movie, that first movie. And then it kind of fell,
for us anyway.
High school came in.
Yeah.
That kind of,
I don't like Power Rangers anymore. I like sports all of a sudden. I like sports and girls now.
Yeah. Pretty much. So yeah, we missed out on Power Rangers in space.
Yeah.
Power Rangers to the Rescue, Power Rangers Zeo, Power Rangers Lost Galaxy, Turbo Power Rangers.
Yeah, the shit was going on and on and on for quite a while. I think there's still stuff.
No, it's still. I don't think it ever stopped. I think it's been 30 pretty much solid years of Power Rangers goodness.
I mean, for some,
it's
definitely always going to hold a place for us though. In our that was a formative nerd show when we're 11, 12 years old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was fun. You couldn't deny how fun it was. It's just like recut together Japanese footage of that so they wouldn't have to film new stuff. It's just like so funny that's what it was, but it was entertaining. And we had the toys and the video games and the everything.
Oh, I played a shit ton of Power Rangers video games.
Oh yeah.
Somewhere I still have, I can guarantee you somewhere in a drawer, a bucket is the McDonald's morpher for the movie.
Oh yeah.
I know I have that in a drawer somewhere where you could flip the coin out and decide which one you wanted to be. And it was this little thing that was probably only about 6 inches big, but you clip it on your belt.
Just made out of cheap plastic. Oh yeah.
Yeah. But it was awesome. It was it's morphin' time, man.
I got a morpher.
Yeah, shit's getting real now. Power Rangers once and always. Well, Don, let's talk about this movie a little bit. Here, it's a brief synopsis without spoilers, and then we'll talk about spoilers. So in this film, I guess I could just read the spoiler one, right?
Oh yeah, spoilers out there.
Right. Spoilers. We're gonna go the full spoiler storyline for this movie. All right. So when Trini, the Yellow Ranger, we talked about as being one of the original 5 Power Rangers, when Trini, the Yellow Ranger, is killed, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers are called back into play nearly 30 years later of their successors coming in. Rita Repulsa manages to return as a superpowered robot out for revenge using a time warp to ensure they are killed. Basically, she's using a time warp to try to kill the Rangers before ever being summoned to become Power Rangers. So she's trying to go back in time, and basically that old paradox of if you can go back in time and kill someone before they're born, or as they're a baby.
When you wanted to kill Hitler when he's in the crib.
Yeah, that's pretty much what the synopsis for this movie was. Yeah. The Rangers must come together one last time to defeat their old nemesis or be erased from existence.
Oh, shit gets heavy. It gets heavy quick.
So that was the overall plot of this 55-minute Power Rangers film, which clearly it's a Power Rangers film. So, I mean, you can't expect a masterpiece here.
This isn't winning any Golden Globes. It's not winning any Emmys. And I don't think anybody expected it to. And it's on Netflix, for crying out loud. Yeah, I mean, just summed it up.
I watched this entire movie with my eyes wider than I think they go because I could not comprehend what I was watching. There's been so much Power Rangers, right? And they this wasn't made for us of coming back into Power Rangers after 30 years and being let me watch more, because there was some shit going on that I've never seen it happen in the Power Rangers that I knew.
Yeah.
So I was like, what is happening? There are flying cars. You got people.
Billy just had a flying car for his own personal use. Yeah. It's his personal car.
Yeah. Just Cranston Technologies. We're up to Alpha 9.
Yeah. Was it Alpha 5 in the show? So we've
Yeah,
been
it was
through.
Alpha 5 in the show. So we were up to 9. We saw what happened to 8.
What happened to 6, 7, 6, and 7? We
No,
just don't know.
what I want to know, and this is the funniest thing that happened to me in this show. Okay, so they were filling in plot hole. They were filling in plot, right? When they went back, we met Alpha 9, and they were filling in. They were trying to fill in plot, but then they were like, when it was after. What was the girl's name? Trini's daughter.
Trini's daughter was named Min. Yep.
So after Min basically told Billy, "My mom's dead because of you," and Billy got all like melancholy about it, and he was just like, "She's right. Trini's dead because of me," and then like he was like, "Because if I didn't start all of this, it wouldn't have been none of it would have been my fault." So then we did a flashback into Billy's head. Where he basically showed how Robo Rita was created.
Robo Rita.
Yeah. Robo Rita was created because obviously you couldn't find the same actress and have her be Rita, but they did the same American voice.
She's 30 years old. She's 30 years older. Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea where she is. So you have to so they did Robo Rita. So they needed to explain where the hell Robo Rita came from. Because I mean, at least for us, I don't know if she's been on the show before, but regardless. So we go into Billy's head and we get this flashback. Like they did it full on, like the camera panned in and we faded out and faded back in. Like, so we're in Billy's memories now. Mm-hmm. And he goes through and he shows how he's trying to get Zordon back. Apparently Zordon's gone, but they never explained where he went. No, Zordon's gone, and Billy's trying to get him back, and then he accidentally finds Rita's essence in the morphing grid. These were all words being said in this movie.
Just and that purple cloud started floating in.
Yeah, this purple cloud of Rita's essence came from the morphing grid into real life and possessed Alpha 8. And then turned into Robo Rita, like full on, like new clothes and everything. No idea how that works. Then we came out of Billy's memory and they cut to Alpha 9, who goes, "My predecessor." How did he know what Billy was thinking about?
Yeah.
How did he know? Like he was in Billy's memories?
Apparently.
Like Billy wasn't just saying that shit out loud.
Oh, my poor predecessor.
My poor predecessor. And I was like, oh my God. I couldn't stop laughing because Alpha 9 knew what Billy was thinking about. It killed me. I was dying.
That's pretty crazy. I didn't really think about that part. But that's true. I don't know, man. There's a lot of eyes wide open, like jaw open moments. Like even for me, just in the beginning, it's just like jumped right in, first of all. No telling us what's going on, no explaining that somehow Zach and Billy are in their 50s and are still Power Rangers.
And everybody.
Yeah.
They were all still Power Rangers in their 50s.
Yeah, they're 50s and they're in their Power Rangers. They still got the morphers. They're still protecting Angel Grove. Like what? Like wasn't explained.
Trini has a daughter. Like they have families.
Yeah.
And once again, like we could be completely off that this is all explained in past. Like, I mean,
if it is though, then that's like poor storytelling for this. There's people who are just going to turn this movie on who haven't watched Power Rangers in 25 years like us.
Yeah.
So it's like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
So yeah, they're all still Power Rangers in their 50s. Like we still got characters running around for actors who are dead. I mean, I know this movie was filmed before Jason David Frank died.
Yeah.
But they knew he wasn't going to be in it. They knew that Amy Jo Johnson didn't want to be in it. And also the actor who played Jason, I can't
Austin St. John.
Austin St. John. None of them were going to be in
Pulled that shit out of my ass.
Right. None of them were going to be in this, but they still had their characters in this movie in the beginning in Ranger outfits. And you could like hear their voice. You could hear Jason David Frank like, "Come on, putties," and like you heard Kimberly and you heard Jason. So yeah, they're all 50 years old fighting putties and Robo Rita. And then like that first fight, Billy's about to get shot by Rita. Trini jumps in front of him and she dies.
Yeah.
They kill Trini, who the actress like Thuy Trang has been passed away since like 2001.
Yeah.
She's been gone for like 20 years, and they like kill the character, and it's just something about it just felt weird and like a little icky to me, and just like her picture around, and I don't know, man. It was just strange.
Yeah.
And like my mouth was just open when she disintegrated. I was like, they killed Trini. Rita made her explode. Like she never killed any ranger during the show. There wasn't death. They weren't killing Power Rangers. But yeah, man, that kind of set the vibe for this whole thing. I was like, what is going on in this show? Shit was wild.
Yeah. And then they, of course, got rid of all the Rangers that didn't want to come back.
Correct.
By turning them into toys.
They were straight up toys.
Yes. They turned them into toys.
The toys we had. Yeah.
Yes. They just went to the thrift store and picked up some toys and said, these are the ones that go into the movie.
Chamber. Yeah.
These are the ones that we're catching. And then they were using these toys that were really the Power Rangers to power Rita's time travel machine. So she could go back to, and I quote, her space dumpster. Did you know that was called a space dumpster? Like that's the official name for her prison?
I don't remember that. I remember just like her being trapped in like a capsule. I don't remember them calling it a space dumpster.
I was reading the opening where they were like giving it, like prepping us a little bit, and they were like, Rita escapes from her space dumpster, and I was like, space dumpster, and then later they say it. Oh yeah, that's Rita's space dumpster. I was like, so weird. I feel like there's better words that you could have used.
Yeah, most definitely. We don't know where else to go with this. Shit was crazy. What else? Do you feel like it was as stupid? I mean, we're going to talk about the just crazy stupidity of this film, but do you totally just feel you got cheated out of Goldar?
A little bit. Yeah, those like the minions that she had, I never seen before, so that there was no nostalgia in that. Like I wanted to see Babu and
Goldar,
like to come in and be like, meh.
Those are the two I remember. Yeah, if those other two, I thought they might be like original characters, but yeah, if they were from something else, I don't remember them. That was like
she said something about like my trusted, like the way she introduced, like Robo Rita introduced them. I feel like was like we should have known who they were.
Mm-hmm.
I could be wrong, but that was what I got out of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was some little bit of Goldar would have went a long way.
Yeah, most definitely.
Try not to jump all the way to the end, but
no, I mean there's stuff there in the middle, like the introduction of Trini's daughter, and she was a little cringe. Like at the beginning of after Trini dies, and like Billy and Zach are adults now, 50-year-old men still wearing blue and black clothes all the time because that's their coordinating color, so they can't wear anything else. They're talking about how they have to reveal to Trini's daughter Min that they're Power Rangers and tell them the truth. And like she walked in the room at the right moment to hear like, we have to tell her about how Rita killed her mom. I was like, she's like, what?
Yeah, she just happened to walk in at that exact moment of just like the most worst timing ever.
And then Zach like adopts her as his own kid, and like
they changed the name on the mailbox. Like Zach lives here now
to have his last name. He just moved into her house.
Yeah.
Trini must have had a good job. Trini must have had a good job. Must have like mortgage paid, whatever. Who knows? But
I don't know. I guess Zach was a congressman, so
the whole The whole point was the daughter wanting revenge and wanting to take the mantle of Yellow Ranger, but like Zach and Billy saying, you're too young. This is too dangerous. You're too young. We're 50-year-old. Only 50-year-olds, I guess, could be Power Rangers in this world. Not like we were teenagers doing this. But they were trying to keep her from taking the mantle. But they had this shrine set up in the house with like pictures of Trini all over. And like right there in the middle is her morpher. So it's like
I didn't see that.
It's like you're telling her, no, you don't get to be a ranger. But when she wanted to, all she had to do was go open that little box and be like, oh, got it. Like, you don't lock that thing up in a safe. It's just out in the open.
Yeah. What about when they have dinner parties and shit?
Right. Anybody could just grab I'm a Power Ranger now.
They could be
Saber-tooth
like,
tiger.
Trini was a Power Ranger.
Right.
God, I didn't even see that. I would have died.
Yeah. It was freaking hilarious.
Man, that is funny.
There's nothing else, Steven. What did you think of I'll just say this right now. The star of the highest, probably highest on the star list, obviously, is Zach and Billy. They're reprising their roles. I'm sorry, like, no offense. You're probably a nice guy, but David Yost, I don't think he's had an acting lesson since 1989. Dude was such a dry just delivery. Like, he's not even acting. He's just reading.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That was rough. That was rough for me. Every time he said something, I was just like, oh my God.
I think because they were all like that for the most part.
Yeah.
Like I said, Zach had a little bit more oomph to him, but a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of delivered a little bit of emotion. Like when Min is down later in the movie and they think she might be dead too, he like kind of gave his moment of like crying and sad and Rita. But Billy's just like, we have to stop this. We have the formula, Alpha. Oh my God, Trini's dead. What is like come on, dude, bring a little something to it. It was rough.
And not to, and once again, not picking on anything, but I feel like they were picking on it was Rocky.
Yeah.
Because when he showed up, he obviously, like I said, 50 years old. So he put on a couple pounds. He still looked good.
Sure.
Why did they have to have him with a mouthful of noodles when he showed up?
Like, right, his thing is food. Now his thing is food.
His thing is food. So like, oh, well, you put on a couple pounds. We'll just explain it by you like to eat. And you're just going to have noodles in your mouth when we bring you in. It's going to be funny. And just like make fun of them.
Every joke you make, somebody like, I couldn't even finish my lunch, right, Alpha?
It's okay. I'm just kidding.
What was funniest to me about his weight gain, though, was, I mean, obviously it's going to happen because he's 50, but every time they change into the suit, he's like a skinny man.
Dude, and they didn't even, like, I don't know to what level they're like getting old footage. Like, I don't know if they're still taking the Japanese footage and they have stuff, but like, if they were doing any kind of casting, couldn't they at least found a little bit of a thicker dude? Like I said, Rocky wasn't like he was 400 pounds.
No,
he had some muscle on him. Like, you could have, like, he looked good. So it's like,
but he's got a 50-year-old man's dad bod now. Like, he's got
a dad bod. So you couldn't at least just pick a bulkier, like they picked the skinniest Red Ranger to be in that suit. Like, you could see his ribs. I'm like, dude, I don't think anybody's that skinny unless you're like 13.
Right.
So I was just you couldn't help but look at it and notice. I mean, it's always a joke that you can always notice that it's not the same people, but
right.
Yeah, it's like when it's excessive like that, you got to at least put a little bit into it. I mean, it didn't take anything away. It just made me laugh.
No, it did. That's I'm pointing it out for that reason. Like, it made me laugh every time, and I was just like, oh, skinny Rocky Power Ranger. Good. It was good.
Yeah,
it was good for a laugh.
Everything cracked me up. We had. I want to know if Power Rangers is going to get canceled for going woke.
How'd they go woke?
They had that broke. where Min was driving the flying car trying to get it to fly, and then there was that dude like, my boyfriend. I was like, oh, Power Rangers.
Yeah.
How many people did you piss off with that one?
Well, in today's climate, probably a lot of people.
I know, right? It's so sad.
Not my Power Rangers. This is my childhood.
My Power Rangers wouldn't save a gay person.
Oh,
she just like straight up hit all those putties. I did like the putty effect. I like that they crumbled. I felt bad for them that their entire lifespan could cease to exist with a punch. Like, they got the one kick and they would just like crumble and like disappear. And I'm like, that was your life.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a bummer, but I did like that effect. I liked some of the little other effects that they put in there to like up. I like the fact that they were actually like using their guns. Like, they would always have those Power Rangers guns, but you rarely saw them use them.
Right.
And I like that they were using, they had like that whole scene where like it was towards the end. It was after Min became a Ranger, where she was just straight up stabbing putties.
Yeah. with her
whoa,
with her daggers,
with her little size, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She was just full on stabbing. Now, one of the things I really wish they wouldn't have done is I really wish they wouldn't have done that CGI final battle.
Yeah, that was rough.
It's just, I mean, it's one thing if you do it of high quality. This was clearly TV quality, if that. This is like PS2 level CGI.
I think they were doing that on purpose to make it feel nostalgic, but it didn't work.
I wanted the dudes in the rubber suits. I don't know why they couldn't do that.
Yeah, because it's like you've gone out of your way to kind of try to recapture the feel of the original series this entire time. Like it's goofy, it's campy, it's whatever, Rangers flipping around and making little one-liners. It's like, but then we finally get to the big Megazord fight, and you kind of do it completely differently.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. Yeah, it would have been a much better choice. I would have been much happier with even if you had to steal footage, like you said, from the original show and reuse it again and just kind of redo it a little bit. I think that would have been way better. That was rough.
I did love the, like, I don't know, the creation of the Megazord, where it seemed like they took the old footage and like restored it into like 4K.
Yeah, they kept
I thought that looked really slick. Like that looked really good. Like I was sitting there watching this thing going, man, that looks really good on with in 4K. And I mean, they were doing that. And then it was like, once they put it together, then it was like, psych, we're going full CGI. And I was like, oh, and then it just looked so, I didn't care about any of that. It just was so blatant CGI. It's like, okay.
Yeah, the Megazord coming together was probably the best part of the whole movie.
Yeah.
That was the best like sequence I think they had.
Yeah.
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
I was also amazed when like Billy just stabbed Robo Rita from the back. He just put his staff through her. I was like, what? I wasn't expecting Billy. That. Was not expecting that. Yeah. Overall, I was entertained.
I mean, yeah.
But
yeah.
Yes.
It's I mean, it was fun to go back down that road just a little bit to see what they could come up with. It was silly, it was goofy, it was kind of dumb. But so was that show. I mean, when we look back at it, we loved it because we were kids. It didn't really like move the needle for me a ton, but I mean, it's an original Power Rangers thing. You got Zach, you got Billy, even though he can't act, and a couple of the other people just doing Power Ranger stuff. And I sat for 55 minutes and watched it, and it was fine. But
if anything, it made me want to watch that reboot movie they did in like 2017.
Dude, the one you were talking about earlier in like 1995 with Lord Zed.
Yeah.
That movie's good.
With Ivan Ooze?
That's what I meant. Ivan Ooze and Lord Zed and Rita. I don't care what anyone says. That movie's good.
Yeah, I still watch it. I watched that not too long ago, in all honesty. Like I saw it on HBO, and now granted, I used it as a kid or in the 90s during high school. I used it to fall asleep to. So I still tend to like, oh, Power Rangers, I need to go to sleep. It's 3 a.m. So I'll put it on. I can't tell you the last time I made it all the way to the end of that movie, but yeah, I agree with you. That's a hell of a movie. And when I can't sleep, I've seen it so many times that I just play it in my head and I fall asleep.
I just remember being so excited how they made the suits look. They were like upgraded and shiny and like armor.
Yeah.
And like the music with it, and like Ivan Ooze was a cool new bad guy.
No, that soundtrack is still one of my favorite movie soundtracks ever.
Action girl now. Action boy Devo, now.
Like that's like a boppin' soundtrack there. Like you don't even know Red Hot Chili Peppers are on it. It's got a bunch of covers of a bunch of like 70s funk songs. Like there's some jams on that album that I can still listen to and just be pumped up for. Like I said, you throw Devo in there anywhere.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite soundtracks that come out of the 90s.
I might have to go fish that out on Spotify.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
that and the Clueless soundtrack.
Clueless soundtrack, Batman Forever soundtrack, Angus soundtrack.
Do we got to do a top 90s soundtrack episode one of these days?
Maybe we should and talk about the movies that made these mixtapes.
That's
one of the things I do miss. I miss that movie soundtracks don't do that anymore. That you rarely get like just songs for a movie.
Right.
That was always fun to when you get a really good soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes there were some soundtracks that were more popular than the movie, like the Crow City of Angels soundtrack.
Yeah.
That soundtrack was more popular than the movie was.
Yeah. Guardians of the Galaxy still kind of does that. James
They
Gunn
do.
cares very
You're
much
right.
about how a soundtrack comes out, but he's one of the few.
Yes, he is one of the few. You don't see that too often anymore. I read a whole article about the Batman Forever one not too long ago, and it was so like I got super nostalgic wanting to look at soundtracks, and I could not find the Batman Forever soundtrack.
Really?
Yeah, I could not. I found some playlists on Spotify, but like a bunch of songs were blacked out, like they're not even on Spotify or something. I don't know. It was really confusing.
We used to sit there and watch the Kiss from a Rose video just to get clips of Batman Forever.
Yeah, because we watched that video so many times. That's one of my favorite songs. That song is just amazing, but I have all of these like weird memories tied into how much I watched it just to watch that video,
just to see Val Kilmer,
just to see Val Kilmer and Nicole Kidman just for like 0.8 of a second.
Yeah, it was a different time.
The 90s, they were a thing, and the Power Rangers were a product of said 90s. But like I said, I might end up this weekend watching that 2017 Elizabeth Banks reboot. Bryan Cranston is Zordon.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, I've honestly watched it a couple times. It was more entertaining than I thought it should be.
Nice,
but Power Rangers.
I've always kind of wanted to read their comic books too, like Boom Studios, the Power Rangers comics. Those look really fun, especially like there was a crossover with the Ninja Turtles. Everyone's like, this is awesome. Like the Ninja Turtles get morphers and get their own Power Ranger suits. I was like, I got to pick up these trades around here one of these days.
Yeah, I have volume 1 and it was awesome. And then I just haven't jumped back into it. So yeah, I was at the comic book store today and saw the newest issue of Power Rangers drop. And I was just like, do I need to get back into that comics? I am feeling, I will give this movie, like I said, I doubt this is anything I watch again, but I do have that feeling where, like I said, I want to watch something else. Like I want to watch something more. Like, do I watch a different Power Rangers movie? Do I watch more?
Gave you a little itch to scratch, maybe.
Gave me a little itch to scratch. It's kind of like when I watch something Star Wars. I'm like, Mandalorian, I want to watch Clone Wars, and I want to watch this, and I never do. So, because ultimately I don't want to watch those things.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely. But this was our episode 100. Watching Power Rangers, talking about being kids, watching Power Rangers. 30 years of the Power Rangers all just came to fruition.
It did.
With a couple dudes who haven't watched Power Rangers in 25 of those 30 years. So,
yeah, brought back a lot of feelings. So I'm glad we could talk about it here on our 100th episode.
Yeah. So thank you for everyone who stuck around for the 100, and hopefully we can keep going and keep growing and bring in more people for the next 100 episodes. We are planning on doing Succession episode 4 for those of you out there who are interested in that. We were putting together our thoughts and timing and all that stuff to get that. It might be a 4 and 5, might be in one episode here next week, but
we'll see how we're feeling.
We'll figure out how we're feeling and what we're going to talk about. If you need our thoughts on Succession episode 4, which was another doozy, hit us up on raisedageek@gmail.com, social media services, all Raised a Geek across the board. We are on all of them at this exact moment. Raised a Geek. Shoot us an email, raisedageek@gmail.com. Drop us a line anywhere. We got all that information down in the description, so definitely join the conversation where you would like to. But Don, you have any final thoughts on Power Rangers once and always?
No, man. Go Power Rangers. And it was fun talking about it. It's fun.
Oh, yeah.
Fun time.
Yeah.
Either way.
Always is. Always fun to watch something like that and then talk about it and make some jokes about it. That's what we're all here for. Well, I guess then, with no final thoughts and Go Power Rangers being the final thing that we say, I think that's going to do it for us this week. So for Raised a Geek, I'm Chris.
And I'm Don.
And thanks for checking out the show,
where geek is all we speak.